Hello, Archdeacon Knowles, the assistant priest at St. Anne's Church in Fox Hill. And it's nice to be here today to render a few words of wisdom, I trust, to all of us at this time. God did something that no one in the human flesh will do. He emptied himself. In other words, God's love is described as unreserved, as unlimited, as sacrificial, as self-giving. That is the full understanding of God's love. There's no boundaries, no barriers, nothing that could prevent him from displaying or emptying himself before the world to bring salvation or to bring love to us. So there's no boundaries to forgiveness. There is no way that he will not heal us or restore us, even in our sinful nature. So that is how I would describe the love of God to someone who does not know what love is. When somebody could forgive you, although you are in your sin, when someone has no reservation, although you may not even like them, then that would be the way that I would describe the love of God to the world. And we see that impacted by coming as a baby in a manger. We see that in a miraculous way by a woman who did not even know sex to bring into the world a human being to relate to us, to walk with us, to talk with us, to empathize with us, and at the same time to die to save us. That's how I would describe God's love to someone who has a problem understanding what love is all about. Well, that simply means that we too are called as individuals to emulate Him, to emulate the sense of forgiveness, to emulate the sense of kindness, to be sympathetic to one another, to embrace each other, to not hold grudges in for each other. That is how we as individuals must be if we're going to show the reflection of God's love in the world. I would say, and I do, I'm happy that the church exhibits in different ways that understanding. And that happens like the care ministry, for example, the visitation of the sick, the distribution of foodstuff. And around this time, we have what is called a renewal movement taking place, the Cursillo movement. There you have the service of others in a real way without any strings attached, showing and exhibiting what we have been made and formed to be, a caring persons. So those ministries are exercised in our church in the physical sense, but also the spiritual sense, where we open our hearts and our minds to prayer, to reading of the Bible, so that people will understand deeply what the Word of God really means. So we have Bible studies, we have prayer meetings, and we have the gospel proclaimed in various ways in the church through the service ministries. We have the men who would make sure that they can relate to the men in their ministry, and the women as well relating to that, and the young people in particular who also have ministries that would generate that type of cohesiveness and togetherness that love is supposed to bring to the world. To me, that's a very, very difficult one, but important one, an essential one. The way I would present that to someone's hurting and someone in trouble and someone in need and someone in distress and depressed, um, I would like to present that in a way where we let's look at Jesus himself. He came, he suffered, he died. He went through the humiliation of suffering, but he did it to define what love is all about. Also, I would look at persons, I would present persons who go through same point, persons who have gone through suffering and sorrow, and they were still able to stand firm in it. I would help them to understand that that's an example of what we too would go through as individuals, but the love penetrates all the evil that's in the world and the hurt and the pain that we have. Reflecting upon God and his suffering, reflecting upon human beings and their suffering, and standing firm in faith and conviction that God will still bring them through. So an example of God bringing them through helps the person who can't come through to be made whole again. Thank you very much, and I hope that you have a good day, and God bless you.